Hello, everybody, and welcome. Jesus Christ!
I'm
I know
sorry.
what the fuck was that.
Good lord,
I was just, I don't think
All
we
right,
started yet.
Twan's
all right.
dying.
Twan
Hello,
just died on
everybody,
us.
and welcome back to another episode of the Game Drain. We haven't been here for a while, but we are back, and there's a lot to talk about. So we're gonna get into the intros quickly, and then get into all of this news. God bless you, Mike. Calm down,
Thank
bud.
you.
Don't ever do
No,
that again.
I'm scared.
Don't ever sneeze while I'm talking again, Mike. But we're gonna start with you, Mike, because you just fucking sneezed. How have you been? What have you been playing, and what are you doing currently at this exact moment, Mike? What are you
I'm
doing?
scared. I don't want to answer anymore. I'm just kidding. Right now, as we're speaking, I am now just exploring random planets in Starfield. But as a whole, I'm doing fine. Just playing a lot of Starfield. Just recently jumped into Cyberpunk. Should I talk about that now or a little later?
We'll
Um,
talk about it, but you can talk. You can
yeah,
you
I'll
can bring
say
it
real
up.
quick. It's
This
definitely
exclusion.
improved. I haven't dived head first exactly into the things that were changed the most. The police system's definitely way better now. The combat definitely feels a bit smoother, and I recommend to people playing on controller to turn off the aim boost assist thing. There's an option where you get like acceleration while aiming, and I hate that shit. Usually in other games it's called aim magnetism. Um, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Cyberpunk again. I need to get through that. At least get to the point where I can start that DLC when that comes out, but I'll probably still be playing Starfield. But it is what it is. I'm at like 140 hours now, I think, which is really good for me. What was I gonna say? Other than that, that's really it.
Okay, Twan, what have you been up to, bud?
All right. So the thing about me is I haven't really been playing too much because, like, literally just last Sunday before we were gonna do, the show, I got sick and I had COVID for like 5 days. So I haven't really been.
Good.
I just started,
Oh,
So yeah. So like after all those days, I haven't really been playing anything. But just yesterday, I started just going back to Starfield now. So I'm still playing Starfield at the moment. Now pretty much doing all the side quests now. I just gotta I'm gonna leave Crimson. I'm not sure if I'm really gonna tackle the Crimson Fleet. I might do that, or I might leave it be. I'm not sure. I heard there's a
I have some
lot.
opinions on it, so it's like without spoiling story stuff at
Yeah,
all. We'll talk about that later if you want, because I do
yeah.
have some
Yeah,
opinions
we'll
on
talk
it.
about that later. So yeah, I'm still debating on doing that, but I've pretty much done all the other side things other than that. But now I'm just doing the main story. There's a pretty big significant thing that happened through the story, and it caught me by surprise. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm definitely gonna continue playing that after the show. So that's definitely where I'm at the moment. So how about you, Ham? If Ham's in the chat, I don't know if Ham's in here.
Ham's always
Yeah, I'm
here in
here.
spirit.
Okay, there. All right, Ham. So what have you been up to, man? What are you up to?
Oh, Starfield.
Matt,
Yeah.
OBS on the stream looks fucked.
Does
Oh,
it?
well.
Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
It's okay. I just looked at him like, is that my phone? That's
Wait. What
funny.
about your phone?
No, I thought it was my phone that made it look
No,
like that.
no, it's not. It was on my end. I fixed it. You all good?
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
awesome. All right. What's up, Ham?
Starfield.
Let's go.
Easy. Very easy and to the point, and I like that. As for myself, I mean, I'm not deviating much from the rest of these guys. Starfield, Cyberpunk, both are amazing, and that is what I've been playing. But if that's all the intros, we can get into the actual news this week, which there's a lot of news this week. We're gonna start first with, I mean, I guess the first big thing this week, which was probably the biggest leak in gaming history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the Nvidia thing. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's definitely the biggest leak in Xbox history, but I would say probably also just in gaming in general, period.
It's definitely
Uh,
up there, that's for sure, yeah.
yes. So basically, if you're not aware, the entire timeline to 2030, including hardware, games, and just general aspirations for the business, were all leaked in a series of documents between the FTC and Microsoft. And the FTC came out later and said that that wasn't us who leaked that. That was actually on Microsoft's end. So I don't know who it was at Microsoft who did that, but
They
they
fucked up.
Congratulations. Someone got
they
fired.
they are out of a job almost certainly. So so there's a lot here, and I guess we'll go over the hardware stuff first of all, and then we'll get into like the games and everything. But hardware, or actually no, we should talk about really quickly the thing that everybody freaked about, which was Microsoft floating the idea of buying Nintendo. Just just in emails that we were never ever supposed to see, they floated the idea of buying Nintendo, and the internet had like a full blown breakdown for like a day and a half.
Yeah, the
And
way I yeah, you can continue.
no, go ahead, because I'm gonna
said-
pass it around to everybody. Like, what are your
Okay, yeah.
opinions?
So I was gonna say, like, the way I think about that email is like I feel like people are like kind of getting a little too crazy about that because like the way I read it is more like, it'd be pretty crazy if we bought Nintendo, but it's obviously like a pipe dream kind of thing. Like that's the way I read it, where it's like, okay, yeah, they're kind of just throwing the idea out there, but not like actually taking it seriously. It's more of like it's gonna be very tough, It's not a thing that we could just kind of do. So they're like, it'd be cool, but it's probably not gonna happen. Even then, they even pretty much send the email where they're not expecting that to happen. So
Yes.
like I feel like a lot of people are just like be like, oh, that's it, they're buying Nintendo. It's like just it's not happening, guys. Let's go back. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
What
what's
was
this?
What was the one account that was like, remember to hold your Nintendo Switch tight tonight? And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, this isn't happening, right? Okay, but yeah, okay, I'm gonna pass it on. Mike, what are your thoughts about them floating the idea?
I
'Cause
mean,
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure probably every tech giant in the industry would fucking love to own Nintendo. I could probably almost guarantee that every single company, studio, or publisher, whatever, if they had the chance or even the slightest possibility, they would talk about it on it ends because the amount of IP Nintendo has is. Oh, go on.
I mean, like, just like if Nintendo approached you and said we want to be bought, like, why not buy them?
Yeah, why would you not?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's
insane
like
to not. do that.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if people think Microsoft is evil for having these conversations, do you think Apple hasn't had this conversation, or Amazon, or
anyone that could afford them?
Yeah, like anyone that could afford them. Like, I understand it's spooky, scary, but like when it like
It's
you hear
business,
about
though.
it, but I can promise you, way worse companies than Microsoft are also having these conversations. Who knows? Maybe people even putting bids in for all we know, or initiating conversation. But like, yeah, I mean, once again, it's more so just gaming Twitter having their little conniption fits.
Tom,
I'm
if
just
you're
like,
quick enough, you might be third as well. Hurry up, Tom. You can possibly be third.
Yeah, Tom might be third. But what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's gaming Twitter. They've been on another level lately. That website. I'm lucky I took my break when I did, because apparently it's just been absolutely off the walls. And I'm not even on Twitter right now, and I'm still hearing about things that people are saying on there. So it's like,
a shit show.
I'm very thankful that I'm not on there right now.
I
Honestly,
honestly
I'll
can't
probably
say
have to join you. Probably have to join you soon.
Yeah, it's like I was considering leaving like when Starfield came out, and then I was like,
Oh yeah, I was very close.
and then I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? Like that's kind of what made me leave, because I'm like, this is probably the worst I've ever seen Twitter. I was here during when
Yeah.
Xbox announced its DRM nonsense. Like I was there. Like I was one of the people that was like, fuck the Microsoft. Like I was one of those people, and it was
Yeah.
nowhere near as bad as Starfield. I can't even explain it.
I
dude.
know, just a funny
Like,
space game, It's like,
Yeah, right. It's
yeah.
so weird. Like, there's people like, you're the fucking problem of the industry if you think this game is fun. I'm like, what? It's like you
you're
should
wrong.
feel bad.
My opinion is fact.
Yeah, yeah. It's so weird, dude. It was just gross. So I was like, you know what? I'm all set. And it's so funny. I leave. All this shit gets leaked. A new Doom game gets leaked. Activision shit. It's like I'm just gonna stay off Twitter, because apparently things I want just happen. So I'm just gonna stay away.
Right. Exactly.
I'm a good luck charm when I'm out there. All right, I'm sorry, guys. Continue.
No, I know it goes off to Ham now. Ham, what are your thoughts about Nintendo? And I'm gonna also ask questions to everybody after this. But what are your thoughts about the idea of buying Nintendo? That does it surprise you that Microsoft would have conversations like this behind the scenes?
No, I mean, look at where they were at, and I'm sure during that conversation about like possibly, you know, trying to get Nintendo or something like that, it was Phil that sent these emails, right?
Yes, it was.
Mhm.
It was.
Okay, well, he's trying to make a big splash. He just made the Xbox One X, or maybe this was even, I don't know when this was
This
actually.
was
It
this
was
was
3 years ago.
2020. It's
3
2020
years ago, yeah.
So this was 2020. All right.
before the
This is a
acquisition
little.
of Bethesda.
Okay. Okay.
So they just had the. So they just had the Xbox One X that came out a few years prior, and now they're turning the page into a new generation, and in the market to buy something to make a big splash because they're in because they're so far behind, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why would it be crazy to say, hey, we got that kind of capital, let's, think about our options, and here's one right here.
Hmm.
Possibly whether it's whether others think it's possible or not is not the question. The
Mhm.
question is, are we willing to go this type of direction?
Yeah, we're this far, you
And
know.
yeah, right. Are we willing to like where is our, you know, where's the height?
Yeah.
The height is Nintendo. Whatever else falls below that is cool, but I'm speaking to people to try to keep them hyped about Microsoft and Xbox and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
you start crazy and then you work your way down from it. And that's exactly kind of what seems to have happened. They started out with a wild idea, and then,
Bethesda.
just like most businesses, you have this pie in the sky idea, and then reality starts to set in, and it's like, oh, I can really actually only attain these.
Mhm.
And then that's what we're left with. Bethesda, Activision, and whatever Microsoft's been working on in the background. I
Yeah,
don't
who
think
knows?
the emails themselves are crazy. I think the way people are acting about it is crazy because
Yeah, it's definitely over
nothing
dramatic.
came out of that.
Yep.
It's been 3 years, you know.
Yes, yeah, nothing came out of it. You see where Nintendo is. You see
Mhm.
where Xbox is. They're back. I mean, say it if you want. I'll flat out say it. They're back in the fight, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What,
And
Xbox or Nintendo?
Yes.
Sorry, Xbox. Sorry, I just phased out. Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah, I agree, Ham. 100%.
yeah, they're back in the fight. So like I feel like we're talking about like this whole Nintendo leak thing. I feel like people are just kind of just wanting to be angry about something more
Yeah,
than they want to really know
what it's
the
about, yeah.
purpose of it or
Mhm.
why this leaked. And like people
Mhm.
aren't even
The
looking at the
context
date.
behind it.
People
Yeah.
aren't. I mean, you guys just got done saying
Mhm.
somebody said hug your Nintendo tonight. Like what the fuck? Like
Yeah, this happened 3
nothing.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Like nothing is in the works. But the only thing in the works between Nintendo and Xbox, if you haven't been paying attention, is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and that's a signed deal. They're not gonna offer somebody 10 years contract and then buy them. Why would you even offer them a 10-year contract? I'm gonna offer you this 10-year contract so then I can take upon the contract here in a little bit.
It's a little logical right there.
So like, I don't know. It's just, I mean,
People
that
seem to
part's
think
silly. But
it's
even if,
yeah.
but to answer your second question about like, what do I think about that as like a gamer? I guess is that what was that the question?
Yeah.
I think it'd be silly. Like, I mean, it'd be cool as a person that pays bills for different subscription programs and pay a little bit for this console, a little bit for that console, a little bit for this console as well. It'd be good in that sense to where it's like, all right, well, that's one less thing I have to pay for, or
Yeah.
one less platform I have to deal with. It'd be great for that. It'd be great for Game Pass.
Hmm.
I'd probably benefit more than I wouldn't from it. But as for the excitement and hype of the future, it kind of diminishes one whole platform
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind
of
of
like
stinks. Yeah.
possible hype, possible
Yeah.
ingenuity,
Or
um,
innovation, possibly.
just anything that I mean, you see Microsoft doing what they're doing, you see Nintendo currently doing what they're doing.
Two different things.
If you try to slam it together, one's gonna kind of overdo the other. So then it's kind of like one loses a good sense of their identity.
Hmm.
So like even if Mario is great and whatnot, and Zelda and Metroid and all that stuff, it's still never gonna be the same as it was playing on a Nintendo device. Seeing Xbox in the corner when you boot up when you boot up something, um when you boot up F-Zero would just be kind of weird. I'm sure it'd be a fine product, but
Hmm.
it'd just be a little
It'd
weird.
feel a little off for sure. It's probably like what
It,
Sega
it
fans felt
would.
like when they were playing Sonic on the GameCube. That's probably what they felt like. You know, just
It
like
would. The only thing I want Nintendo to really do, I don't even need them to team up with anybody to do it. I just want them to just say screw it and make a launcher. Like both
Yeah.
both Nintendo and PlayStation need to just make a PC launcher, quit trying so hard to get people to like the console. Like in my opinion, I don't think if you brought launchers from both of the platforms, it would change too much
It wouldn't.
of the purchase of consoles because there are so many people out there that just don't want to deal with it,
hmm.
that just want to buy their kids something.
Yep.
Like I don't think if you, like I don't think if I go back to 1999, maybe even 2000, I don't think my mom would have bought me a PC instead of a Dreamcast because they could do the same thing.
No, fuck no.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We're talking
But she would have looked
Yeah.
at that and like imagine troubleshooting that and she'd like, fuck that.
well, we're
Yeah.
just talking about price, a few grand versus
Exactly.
a couple $100.
Yep.
So I mean, like I just don't think that having a launcher available on PC stifles as much as you think. Sure, it stifled some of the hardcore, but let's keep it honest. The hardcore are the hardcore, and they're gonna want to get everything for the
Hmm.
most part.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I always think it's kind of weird when you kind of maybe it's different overseas though, because I feel like I'm speaking more
Like North America.
for America. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm speaking more for America. I don't know what that is like, cuz I know like Korea and Japan and China are really big into people.
Hmm.
So it might be a little bit different over there, but I don't know how much different it would really be, especially seeing that the
Well,
the
actually, you make a good
sales
point because
the
in Japan.
sales really goes the sales for these things skyrocket during the holiday season in like just like celebratory times or tax seasons and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I just don't see people saying I need a micro center. you know, to get my son to get my 8-year-old a PC. Like, I don't know.
Well, I
Gotta
think
treat
it
my
works.
8-year-old to
I'll
a
raise them
4080.
right.
I
I'm
think it works
kidding.
better a lot for Nintendo because the console itself is portable as well, and that's like a huge benefit for a lot of people, you know.
Right.
And I know in Japan, they're very into mobile games. That's why the Switch does
Mhm.
so well there. Like even the Vita fucking sold so poorly over everywhere else, but in Japan, it did very well in Japan. The Vita, that was the only spot in the entire world where the Vita actually was considered a success. So, you know, you got to look at stuff like that as well. You know, it could be a big thing, portability.
It's also just like Nintendo. Like I brought this up on Bullshit. Nintendo fans in general. It's like, especially for Nintendo. Like you're talking about PlayStation and Nintendo having a launcher. Them having a launcher doesn't negate their sales at all, because it's like you look at the Nintendo fans you see online. Like they'll take pictures of their collection, and it's like hundreds and hundreds of games, and not just games like across multiple generations, like hundreds and hundreds of Switch games.
Yeah, just
It's like
Switch, just
it's,
red cases. You know,
and it's like, dude, that's not the case for that's not the case for most PlayStation players. It's not the case for most Xbox players. In fact, even less so for Xbox players, because more so than ever, Xbox is leaning more digital with
more
their
digital,
sales
yeah.
now. So it's
Game
like
Pass as well.
Nintendo's on a whole different planet when it comes to physical and their consoles. They're just they don't even really live in reality anymore. So it's like so them making a PC launcher or bringing a few games to PC is not going to hurt the sales of those people. They're still buying a Switch.
Yeah.
They're still buying every copy of every Switch game ever, apparently. So it's like it doesn't really hurt them. And I do think it's a good idea to do that. But I wanted to ask you two as well, just personally. Obviously you talked about like the reaction and everything from people online, but just personally, how do you feel personally about Microsoft? Like let's say Microsoft bought Nintendo. How would you feel about that personally?
I'm gonna be
I guess
real.
I'll go first.
Oh.
Or do you want to go first, Mike?
I'll just say it. I don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
I like I'd be really stoked, like Ham said, like one less thing I have to buy. But at the same time, I really don't want to see one of the big three being absorbed into one of the other big three.
Mhm.
Hell, I don't even really want to see them be absorbed by Amazon or Apple or anything like that either, because fuck
God,
knows
no.
what they're gonna do. Freaking Nintendo games are gonna end up being $100 a game. You need to sign in with
Mhm.
iOS. You need to sync it with your
Mhm.
iPhone.
Exclusive.
But like, you know, personally, I really would not want them to. I'm not like, you know, I wouldn't be throwing tantrums on the street, but really don't. Like, even for me, Activision Blizzard was even kind of a stretch. I mean, I was happy, was in support of it because I didn't think it was crazy and out of this world, but I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, like
Yeah.
ZeniMax made 100% sense to me. First-person shooters, RPGs, and a studio that's capable of making some interesting, you know, like what are they called? That made Hi-Fi Rush. What are they called? What's their studio called?
Tango
Tango.
GameWorks, right?
Tango.
Yeah.
It made sense to me for them. But like once again, Activision made sense. You know, Activision Blizzard King makes sense because it's how much of like a money maker it is. But like I don't know, at this point, Nintendo, we already know that's probably not even a thought to them anymore. They have ZeniMax. They're about to get knock on God willing, I don't fucking know anymore. They're about to get Activision Blizzard King. like they don't need any more. Like I mean, they're gonna get more. I know they are, but they don't need something of that size. And I personally don't want another one of that size. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my take. In the end, it doesn't like I don't care too much, but I would prefer if they're gonna start buying people again, it would be smaller and helping them build up rather than just absorbing a giant company that already knows how to produce AAA games.
Yeah. And I feel like we're all probably going to be in agreement on this, but Tuan, go ahead and give your answer to that question.
Yeah, obviously for me, like, you know, I really like gaming hardware, right? Like I love seeing all these different consoles and everything.
Oh,
so potentially
you love hardware.
Yeah.
Like so potentially just seeing Nintendo just stop making hardware is just I don't know, it'd be a little bit of a gut punch for me to accept, especially like it kind of, I feel like it would kind of, take away a little bit of innovation because, let's say if Microsoft bought Nintendo, before they made the Switch. Let's say, Nintendo was like, just right hot off the Wii U when they're probably at one of their lowest points. That, fucking Microsoft swoops in and buys them, right? Then we would have never gotten the Switch, then we never would have saw that part of them where they, the Switch
Ruin
became this big
somebody's
ass
life by pirating their games.
yeah. We would not have seen this whole thing with like I feel like the Switch almost came, it almost made a revolution. Now even Steam Deck made their own thing, and now people are bouncing off a Steam Deck. It kind of created this chain reaction,
Great. And that's
So
what.
it's just.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Tuan. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I want to hear what you
No,
say.
no, you're 100% right. It's all about the
Yeah.
creativity and like innovation in the market. And
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
saying Microsoft can't do that, but likely they're gonna have to. And I think they already technically have responded to the new handheld craze. I know they said there was something on that tech sheet about that handheld, but that whole like leaked thing was like what, from 2020, right? Like all of it,
Yeah.
essentially. So it's like I really think what they did is they just partnered up with every single computer handheld gaming device and was like, hey, what do we got to do to make sure Game Pass works on it natively? And whatever streaming device came out, I was like, hey, what do we got to do to make sure Game Pass streaming works on this natively? It made them make sure it can you know what I mean? It's just important to everyone to be kind of doing their own thing, so people are always reacting back and forth and bouncing back and forth. And I don't want to see an Xbox logo when fucking Mario boots up. Once again, I'm not enraged at Microsoft for talking about it. This was 2020.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you everyone had this conversation at one point. I can fucking swear at like all my games on it. It's just theirs so happenly got leaked because someone didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Someone made an oopsie.
Yeah.
Big oopsie. Big oopsie.
Huh.
So yeah, that's my point. I feel like, like I said, it's just less people making things. I feel like it's just a bad thing for the industry, in my opinion. It's just like I said, I feel like it just kind of stifles creativity.
It does.
So yeah, I definitely be obviously if you can't tell, I'd be against it. But I mean, like there'd definitely be benefits for some people, like Han mentioned. Hey, you get my Nintendo games on Game Pass. They definitely go on PC as well. The games, so there's definitely positives, but like I feel like the negatives just far outweigh, in my opinion. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's my opinion.
I am in agreement with everybody here. I think a world where Microsoft owns Nintendo is exactly what we don't need. I mean, as an Xbox fan, it stands to benefit me, but I could really care less. That's like after buying Activision Blizzard. First of all, after buying Activision Blizzard, it's never going to happen. If it was going to happen, if any alternate dimension it was ever going to happen, it wouldn't be in the one where Microsoft owns ABK.
Yeah.
So
if they thought this was bad for the past, it'd be like a 4-year thing trying to get Nintendo.
Dude, if they try, it wouldn't be that. Dude, if they try to get Nintendo, the CMA, like
FTC,
every country,
Jesus Christ,
yeah, he'd be resurrected just for this moment.
Literally, every regulatory body would be like, absolutely not. No, you're insane.
It would be a 4-year battle.
It would be it'd be like a fucking week of them
World
laughing.
War III.
It'd be a week of everybody on Earth laughing at Microsoft and saying, fuck no.
Yeah.
So I mean, Blind, what's up? Appreciate you guys stopping by. Blind, Vinny, and Tom in the chat, appreciated. But yeah, it's never gonna happen. It shouldn't happen, and I would I'd pretty much be against it. Vinny says Microsoft buying Nintendo makes no sense. It's like combining chocolate with. My God, why is this cut off for me?
Chocolate with a green salad. That's a typical Hawaiian tradition. What are you talking about? You talk to me about it all the time. I'm sorry.
If Microsoft buys a Nintendo, I'm officially Phil Spencer out. I don't know what that means, Tom. I don't know what that means, Tom. I think you forgot a word there.
Going inside Phil Spencer. How about that? Stop going inside Phil Spencer. I'm scared.
Don't go. That's goddamn, feels bad to say almost.
Okay, go on.
But
Sorry.
no, you're all right. He's out of there if Microsoft buys Nintendo. I think people would be ready to shoot Phil Spencer out of a cannon
Yeah.
if that happened. And hey, you could argue rightfully so. But
then
there's
again, if Nintendo approached Microsoft, can you really blame them for?
well, yeah, if
pulling the
Nintendo
trigger?
approached Microsoft, then it's a whole different story. But if it's
Yeah.
like Microsoft's fucking hostile takeover,
Yeah.
it's just straight up invasion. He goes in around with a UFO or some shit and just fucking,
yeah,
it's like,
which is like I feel like that's the scenario that would happen.
Yeah.
Like if it were to ever happen, that would be the scenario. Because I don't think Nintendo's ever gonna come crawling to somebody and be like, "Can you please buy us?"
unless they have like three
Sure about
Wii U
that?
situations in a
You sure
in a
about
row,
that?
Are you sure
You
about
sure
that?
about that? I love that, dude. I fucking can't stop watching that. I can't. Sorry,
But-
keep going, guys.
But there's actually a ton more with the leaks and everything. And I did bring up hardware before, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about here. Is the hardware, because there is a mid-gen refresh of the Xbox Series X, and it's not a pro console, thank God for that, at the very least. But what it is an all-digital Series X, a quote-unquote adorably all-digital
Oh,
Xbox Series X. It looks like a giant Amazon speaker, or a humidifier. I don't really know what to call this thing. It looks like a monstrosity.
Gaming Twitter loves it. Dude,
I know,
gaming
I just-
Twitter is in love with the digital Xbox.
I know.
right now.
I saw that digital Xbox, and the first thing I thought of was just, "Hey Alexa." That's the first thing I thought of.
Alexa, play Oasis. Have anyone ever seen that video? Alexi. It's some Irish. I don't know what he was. I've seen this like 5 years ago. It's this old guy, and this kid bought him an Alexa, and he's like, "It's called Alexi, Dad." And he's like, "Alexi, play Oasis." That's fucking great. All right, I'm losing my mind. Continue.
But that is supposed to come out in 2025. I'm going to pass it to you guys. What are your thoughts on the all digital Xbox Series X? Before you give your thoughts, I will say that the difference between the all digital and the disc based is obviously physical versus digital, but 2 terabytes of storage with the digital Series X and a USB-C port on the front, and it comes with their new premium controller, which I guess we'll talk a little bit about coming up here.
Wi-Fi
in a
6E
bit.
or whatever it is.
Yeah, updated
Which is actually
Wi-Fi
pretty
as
good.
well.
That's actually a pretty important thing for an all-digital console. Like that's actually really important. That's really important.
But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that? A new all digital console for this year.
Mind if I run off my first one?
You?
Yeah, sure, go for it,
I know
man.
you and I have a lot of opinions on this. Well,
Yeah.
we all do. Honestly, I think it's great for anyone that's on an all-digital player. I mean, I think making the Series S the only digital way to access the next generation Xbox is kind of, I mean, I'm not saying as an offer it's dumb. It has its market and its purpose. But I think there are people out there that want a Series X and had no interest in ever using its disk drive. I think I've only used my Series X's disk drive in the span of the years I've had it 3 times. One of those times was to watch a movie. I can promise you there are tons of people that have no fucking interest in using that disk drive, and having a console that has 2 terabytes of storage, improved Wi-Fi, so you can actually probably get almost your full gigabyte speed. Probably not 100% of the time, but more closer than what you get now.
Yeah.
Better Bluetooth connection. And, I guess it comes with a bundle with a better controller, but that's besides the point. I think it's a very good thing. The only way I could see it not being a good thing is if it completely replaces the regular Series X. Like you are unable to get the regular disk drive Series X. That is the only way I could see it to be bad. I'd agree to be frustrated. And I'm going to say it right. We'll probably talk about it. I think a lot of the outrage about this is just disingenuous and bullshit, because it's kind of stupid because PlayStation has their all digital version of the PS5. They've had it since launch, and people have been shitting on Microsoft for not having an appropriate high like top of the line all digital version of their console. And it seems they might be listening, and now apparently they're killing the industry. A lot of passionate people out there. A lot of passionate people.
Lots
out
of
there.
gaming passion. Whole bunch of it. You love to see it.
Love to see it.
It's fun. What about you, bud?
Yeah.
How do you
For
feel
starters,
about
I think the design is funny. It's like it's not even
Yeah.
an Xbox anymore; it's an X cylinder. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
just
like
like,
that's probably like
box.
that's probably like the first console where you could not put it horizontally.
Yeah, it
Like,
just
Yeah.
rolls away.
Yeah, it'll just roll off your fucking setup, you know. So that would just be funny to
My
see. But
Roblox.
so yeah, there's that. So, but other than that, I agree exactly with Mike. I think having an option for an all digital Series X is a good option because the only for reason like you said, because like it's the Series X is obviously more powerful than the Series S, and that was the only digital option was the Series S for this up until this entire point. So
Mhm.
just having a console that's 2 terabytes, it's it does 4K, everything that the Series X does, and it's digital. I think that's a perfectly good option, especially if you want to just throw Game Pass on this thing. Just get some digital games. I think it's perfect. But like I said, if it is, if they do have it where they completely drop the disc version, I could see the problem there. But I feel like this thing isn't even officially announced, so I feel like complaining about that is we're kind of jumping the gun right now. So I say just wait till Microsoft actually, and for all we know, this could just be one PowerPoint presentation that was just scrapped like right after, you
Yeah.
know. So we don't even know if this thing's gonna even happen, right?
Mhm.
But so yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think options are good. It's good to have that. PlayStation, the PS5's had it since day one, so I think it's about time Xbox has their own solution to that. And yeah, I have no issues with it as long as they don't decide to drop the actual disc model. So yeah, that's about it, really.
A level-headed take. What about you,
So, yeah.
Ham? How do you feel about
Yeah, it looks like a oil burner.
it?
I'm not a big fan of the style.
Yeah, the design's definitely funny.
It's something.
Yeah, it's just not the best looking. I think the original Series X is the best of all of them looking wise, like including Series S, including the PS5, whatever, and including this
Freaking
whatever
thing.
you want to call it.
This
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something that bothers me. It doesn't
Yeah.
do anything for me at all, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in getting it, and I'm not hurt if somebody decides that they want something like this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's
Like
definitely gonna be for someone.
for me, there could be a time where I could be interested in it. Hey, if say I buy my house and there gets to be another room, or I get set up to be able to travel with my Series S more comfortably, and I don't want to deal with unplugging it, replugging it, unplugging it, replugging it. Like, sure, maybe, but
Yeah.
definitely not something I'm trying to go out and get. But it definitely serves a purpose. I don't understand where this whole ideology that Xbox is going completely did. I mean, it does it. I mean, I guess I do get it because anytime Xbox does anything, literally anything,
Mhm.
it's gotta be the fall of gaming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, they made a digital console, which PlayStation started the generation with.
Mhm.
No, but Xbox is killing everything.
It's
Xbox is
not.
killing gaming by bringing their games to PC.
Yeah.
Other people are.
That one was hilarious.
Xbox is killing gaming by giving you a subscription service. Xbox is killing gaming because they bought a they bought a publisher, they bought a developer. They care about your values, so they're killing gaming. Just you can play it on your phones, like just anything, literally
Mhm.
anything. I picked my dog up and he had rabies. Xbox is killing gaming. Like just anything. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
It's a little ridiculous. So like, I think this console's interesting. I like that. The only thing I kind of don't like if I'm being really nitpicky, other than the appearance, is that it's the exact same price as the disc version.
But it does have more storage, though.
I get it that you get more storage in it, and storage is expensive, right? So if you kind of think about it, if you're somebody that's never really used your disc drive, or like Mike, only really remember using it for like a movie and maybe one other game, but like don't need it whatsoever. I mean, having that extra bit of storage, paying the same price as a Series X, you kind of got a better deal than I did.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to use a disc drive, you got a better deal than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to use a disc drive like I do, I use a disc drive all the time.
Same. Yeah.
I mean, I use it to play. I mean, that's the only way you get to play 50 Cent Blood in the Same, is if you have a disc drive.
Yeah, there's some games like Driver San Francisco. You have to have a disc drive to play that game on your Xbox.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, like, yeah, some of these games can't be purchased in the Microsoft Store, but still work.
Yeah, as long as you have the disc.
There's that catch for sure. There's also the catch that, well, you ain't going to go shopping around for classic games, but I mean, if you don't care about physical, then you're not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, with better Wi-Fi, better Bluetooth, more internal storage, I mean, it's fine to me. It's really fine. This is, to me, the best for people that are now kind of getting into the ecosystem or want something stronger than the Series S, but they don't really care
about the disc drive. Yeah,
the disc drive.
Yeah,
yeah.
They want 4K. They want 120 that it's said on the box. They want to play Starfield at the most glamorous without having to go buy a PC and put it together. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
You brought the price, and it's worth mentioning.
Oh yeah, one other thing.
Yeah.
There's also a new controller.
Yes, there is.
Well, yeah, we'll talk
about that.
And that
controller, whether you like all the features or not, I know Matt isn't a big fan of the sound coming from the controller. I'm not a big fan of hearing that I just pick it up and it turns on. Not a big fan of hearing about that, because it's just like, if I just pick up my controller to move it, or I got a 5-year-old, she picks up my controllers all the time. I don't want my console turning on because of it, but there are, but just a sense of, hey, not only do we have a new or a revision of a console, but we also have a new controller, which we've asked and done.
Which is bundled in, yeah.
We've asked and done studies on, because I remember inside the Xbox Insider program or something like that, I was asked questions about a DualSense like controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was very pro for it. Like, hey, sure. Like, I'm up for as many options as you can give.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is all that this whole revision or refresh, or however you want to call this situation, all any of this is just more options for different people. There's a Series X with more storage. Sure, it's a little bit more, but it's just another option.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the price is a really interesting point for the Digital Series X, and Rand talked about this on Xbox too, which I didn't hear many people bring this up, and I didn't think about it until he said it, to be quite honest, which is the fact that you hear everything about the PS5 Pro and everything we've heard about that. Granted, it's all all rumors and stuff, but everything we've heard about it suggests it's $500. If that's $500, Microsoft can't release a digital console that is the same console that they have, just with more storage, and say it's the same price as that console that's more powerful than ours. So I
That's not going
think
to happen, though. I don't think. I mean, I've thought about that, and we did talk about that on. It was either K Mega Show or 108 show that I was on. Lemon Show. One of those two shows I talked about it though. No, actually, it was the show right after where I joined Loke with Wise Old Gamer or whatever. We were talking about the price, and I was like, dude, there's no way. You're not gonna raise the prices overseas to $550, and then all of a sudden the Pro comes out at $500. That's not a chance. Not a chance. I think if the Pro comes out, which what is there even a slated year for the Pro yet?
I think of next year. I think.
it was supposed to be 2024.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look at the prices. I'm expecting it to be at least $100 more than the PS5 currently is right now.
It'd be like $600
$650 for those outside of North America, and maybe $600 for those in North America or whatever, or United States or whatever. I just man. Like, I feel what Randall is saying, but like
Well,
yo, like, just
I think
look
he
at the
just
way
was
Sony's
commenting
gonna
on
move.
like the rumor of like
Exactly.
what I
Like,
don't know
that's
if he
just-
actually.
Like, we
Oh,
don't
sorry.
know that we don't know the price yet. Like, all we know is the rumors have been they're going to take the PS4, they're going to lower that to
PS4.
for the
PS5.
the PS5, lower
I
that
got
to
confused.
I guess 450 and 400 for their two SKUs that they have now, or I guess the Slim, which will take its place. And then they're going to have this PS5 Pro slot in at the normal price at what would be 550 worldwide, 500 here. Is it 550 in the US? I honestly don't know. I haven't checked US prices on the PS5 in a while. Is it 550 here, or is that just worldwide?
PlayStation doesn't matter to me. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I think it's 500 plus tax, right?
I thought it was 500 here. But yeah, the whole rumor is that it's going to be in that price point, and everything else from PS5 is going to go down.
I don't see that happening personally.
Which I don't. It might
me
not.
neither. But like the thing is though, is I even still to Rand's point, like I don't know, like a $500 version of the same exact console even when like there's a pro variant of the next console that might cost like what $50 to $100 more. I even feel like that is like kind of. I mean, maybe if you really, I don't know. I really don't know, because didn't it like also get leaked recently that like the Series S is the most popular like version of the next gen Xbox?
And part of those
that was a fraud. That was a fraud document.
It was.
Yeah.
One of you guys told me about that, so I have no fucking idea.
I thought it was like an old document that was like from years ago when they first kind of launched, and it was like the Series S was like 70% of the Xbox, like of their revenue for this generation, and the Series X was only like 30%. But now apparently it's closer to like 50-50 across both consoles.
But like even then, man, if even the PS5 Pro is 600 and like iteration of the Series X is like 500, I'd be like, fuck that. Like, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like at that point, it's like, well, cool, I can be in the Xbox ecosystem. I can play Starfield. I can play all that, or I can keep playing the newest games, and now they're going to look even better because I'm on a pro variant of a console. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine PlayStation playing ball like that. Like, I think it will be like 600 or 650 or whatever. But like, I could imagine looking in and being like, well, okay, on Xbox here, once again, Game Pass is a hell of a drug. But like to me, looking in as a person that really likes tech, and I understand yada yada, the market isn't tech. I fucking get that. That's not what I'm talking about. But it's just I don't know. It's kind of like Cam said earlier, like 500 for the exact same console, and I get you're getting the better storage. I understand you're getting better Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity in that controller, but it's kind of looking in. I'm like, there's nothing there for me. I know I'm on my PC now, but it's kind of besides the point. Um,
I
that's my take.
only brought that up because like I feel like even if Ham's right, where it's like the console is 650 or 600, whatever you want to say, I don't think, like Mike said, I don't think you can have your Xbox be 500. And like, cause that'll attract. What that'll do is that'll attract. You might get some people who are already a part of the Xbox ecosystem to, get that Xbox or whatever. But that's not attracting new players at that price point versus a console that's better
Mm-hmm.
on paper. And with PlayStation's marketing being what it is, because they're fucking
Yeah,
brilliant
it's
at
not even
marketing.
just about the power on paper. It's also their games behind it, because we've seen weaker
Yes,
consoles like topple stronger consoles, really. But it's like PlayStation's banger after banger releases, plus probably how powerful it is, plus being only a little bit more expensive, plus
Mm-hmm.
all this other shit. It's kind of like I'm hoping they have a different price point than 500, because I don't know, man. Who knows? Like, once again, like me and Twan were saying before the show, this thing might not even fucking exist, really.
true,
Like, this
100%.
thing could, like, I'm not saying it doesn't exist at all, but
Tom says I'll buy it for 50.
Tom will buy it for 50. You're goddamn right, Tom. You'll buy it for 700, like Phil Spencer intended. But
Well, see, you
but
said something pretty smart there, though, Mike.
what's up?
Right there at the end, you were saying you were talking about the games, and I
Yeah.
tell you what, they can come out with a pro console if they want, but if all they got is live service games coming out next year,
Sure.
why are you
That's
going to buy a pro console?
yeah,
And what
that's
is it going
another
to
thing.
do? What is it going to do better for Spider-Man? What is it going to do better for some of the previous games that came out, like God of War, or Eternal, or like when I hear that they're coming out with their pro console, what are they going to do that they didn't already put on the box?
For the
Yeah, I feel
PS5.
that. I feel that 100%. But I just genuinely think that I think releasing the same exact Xbox now without a disc tray for 500. I don't know. It's just, to me, it ain't worth it. And like, who knows? Maybe a fucking PS5 Pro doesn't even exist, really. That could be something
Mm-hmm.
that never really left the drawing board. These
Yeah.
generations might be just going shorter. Like, we don't really know. But to me, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like, if anything, Microsoft should be working on getting those fucking expansion cards cheaper, and working on getting a genuine price cut to what we have now, rather than. But once again, I know revision consoles always come out. Um, but personally, I don't know. It's just something that, like, I have no interest in the PS5 Pro. Hell, I have no interest in a PS5, PS6. I don't have an interest in Xbox Series X2, because why would I? Um, when I had both those consoles, I didn't feel like anything. I I just didn't matter to me. So it's kind of like, it really depends on who you are, who you want, what you're interested in. And once again, if Microsoft gets this Activision Blizzard, which is seeming likely, and Game Pass prices don't go to some psychotically high level, I mean, PlayStation could have the best console ever made, but that might not even matter in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another factor as well. Is like the PS5 Pro. We would assume it would be more powerful than the Series X by some type of good margin. But if if the value that Xbox is offering is good enough, then it's like, I mean, is that going to matter to most people? Because like the Pro consoles, really, like the One X and the PS4 Pro, those were for like console enthusiasts. That's like for enthusiasts of that thing. Like
Yeah.
most people aren't that though. So it's
Yeah,
like
I feel like
it
the
is what it is.
PS5 Pro is going to be marketed more as like a premium product than a product that anyone
Oh, it
needs to
will.
get. Like,
Fucking
so
anything.
it'll probably be at that $600 range. It'll be at that niche. Yeah, if you got the pockets for it, go for it, kind of thing. But like, it's not going to be for everyone, kind of
Yeah.
product. That's the way I think it's gonna be, and it's gonna like I remember what Ham made a really good point about the Pro console. It's like, how do you really market that thing? You can't just say, oh, it does 8K because you said the original PS5 could do 8K.
right.
You know,
They
so
said the
it's
PS4 Pro, I think, said was targeting some of that. I swear to God, I
Yeah.
remember seeing like Twitter posts from devs like, "There's a Gran Turismo demo running at over 4K resolution," and then it's like, yeah, and you never see it. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's all marketing, and
Yeah.
it's
So I
kind of
mean,
like,
it'd be tough.
why
It'd be
don't?
tough to market that thing.
Yeah,
And then you see Spider-Man too.
that's
It's like that thing's already. Sorry.
that's why the thing might not even fucking exist.
Yeah, you
Because
know,
I feel like,
Oh, sorry.
oh,
Go.
sorry. Just to say, like, I'll make it super quick. Is like when the PS4 and Xbox One came out, those things, the CPU in those things were pieces of dog shit. I
Yeah.
mean, they still were in the Pro variants. The GPUs were dog shit. Like the max the PS4 was doing at most, on average, was 900p. Like there are
Mhm.
sometimes you're getting 1080p, but it was like dynamic 1080p. This
Yeah.
Xbox One was doing 720p for
Yeah,
a
like
$500
at launch.
consoles at
Yeah.
most. 720 fucking p. Like that's fucking pathetic. Those consoles had more of a reason to exist. I
Yeah.
feel like the Pro variant this generation doesn't really have that much of a reason to
Mhm.
exist, which is why I'd prefer just iterations of the console. I mean, I wouldn't buy them because why would I?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Gamer.
Fucking yeah, man. I'm just gonna go buy. I already have 2 terabytes of storage. Why would I buy more?
Because you're not
You
on
smell
an
bad?
Xbox, Mike, and
I'm
that's a
not, because I'm not
goddamn
stupid.
shame.
Because I'm not
It's a
stupid.
goddamn
That's
shame.
why.
You're not getting the best gaming experience, and I feel bad for you.
I
Mike.
hate you.
Yeah, I might be reaching with this, but
Oh, you
there's a
are.
thing
Oh,
I
you
just
are.
thought about. So you know how recently they just announced that they're making Series X wraps, right? For the consoles. They have the Starfield one.
Series X
And-
sandwiches? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
so yeah, they made those wraps, right? Are they really? They just announced this, and then are they really going to drop that whole thing just a year in, just to focus on this digital console now? You know, maybe I'm reaching with that, but like I feel like they start this whole thing where it's like, yeah, we're making wraps for our consoles now. So oh yeah, by the way, we discontinued that console. A year.
I don't
in.
think they'll discontinue this console. I think
Yeah,
this is
because
just- it's
that's
side by
why I
side.
think. Yeah, a lot of people are just over exaggerating that. They're gonna discontinue the disc model. So I feel like maybe that could be a thing to think about. Them starting things like the wrap, the console wraps, only to completely drop that console a year in after they started doing that. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
think we got to worry
Maybe.
about that.
So I don't know. That's just something to think about. But yeah, that new controller, I'm actually really excited for that new controller.
That's a good segue because we're going to get right into
Yeah.
the controller real quick here. So the premium controller will feature haptic feedback, and it slots in between. I mean, among many other features as well, slots in between the Xbox Core and the Xbox Elite series controllers, of which there will be a new Elite controller, according to these documents. We all kind of assume that anyway, but there will be a new one of those as well, and it slots in between those two, and price. Oh yeah, slots in between those two price wise, and it will be arriving in 2024 according to the documents. So, is anybody interested in an Xbox premium controller?
If it's a new Elite, absolutely, and if it has removable battery,
this isn't the Elite.
Fuck.
This is
Never mind.
there's the
You're talking
core
about the haptic one, right?
Yeah, there's the core, there's the premium, then there's the Elite. You would assume the Elite will also have the features that the premium has as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, are specifically the premium controller. Is anyone interested?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna get that new controller. It looks really interesting to me. I love that. I love haptics and all that kind of shit. I even heard there's possibly even gyro as well, from what I've heard.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. I might grab that for emulation on computer then. Like PS3 games that need a gyro 6-axis control.
So like,
good point.
yeah, so like, yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think it also includes a rechargeable battery stock in the thing, but you can even take it out. So if you want to use AA's,
I want them to keep doing that moving forward, please. Please, please, please. I want them to include every controller they make. Just include a battery that you can take out. Because I'm often either hardwired or wireless. It depends on my mood in that given moment. And it'd be nice to have the option rather than, none at all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely gonna pick one up day one. The only thing I'm kind of skeptical on it is the whole, you grab the controller to turn it on. Like that thing, I'm kind of, I don't know you know, how,
I th-
it might be a little spotty. I'm thinking, like, I'm just assuming I'm gonna walk into my room one day and my console's just gonna be on by itself, because
Your
maybe
cat turned on your Xbox.
yeah, maybe the controller shifted or something. I don't know.
I'm thinking, like, whenever they say it turns on when you pick it up, I'm thinking when you pick it up by the handles with both hands.
Maybe
as
I don't
opposed
know.
as opposed to, oh, I grabbed it with one. Because what I do oftentimes, like, I have my controller right next to me right now. I just set it down. I just use one hand and I just set it down. I'll use one hand and pick it up. But I would imagine there'd have to be some kind of thought that goes into it, so it's not turning on your console every time you touch your controller. I would imagine. I would like to imagine that. But yeah, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Oh no, that's pretty much about it, really. That's kind of like I'm just kind of, but other than that, like I'm really looking forward to this controller. I think it's about time Xbox has a controller like that, where it's just it has, like, I'm surprised that Xbox controllers doesn't have gyro up to this point, honestly. But I guess I just never saw as much as a priority because I feel like pretty much every controller nowadays has gyro other than the Xbox controllers. Like the Switch Pro controller has gyro. The PlayStation controllers had gyro since the PS3. So yeah, I think I think it's nice that Xbox is finally jumping on it. So yeah, that's about it for me.
Swan's ghost turns on his Xbox. Vinny says, "Ham, how do you feel about the control? Are you excited for the Xbox Premium controller?"
I'm damn interested in it. I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
get one just
Okay.
because I like those goofy little options that they add to stuff like that. I'm always interested. I kind of am a geek in that sense, and I just like new technology that does better than its predecessor or has different features. So it, like, maybe it's not better, but it just has different options, different ways to play, different ways to feel the game. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm 100% down for the regular one, and whenever they announce the Elite, I'll probably get on that at some point. But
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I truly believe this is the controller that the Series X should have launched with, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. Because it would have made the Series X feel more different when it released, rather than kind of just feeling the same old. But now you have better hardware. That's pretty much what the Series X felt like when I bought it. I was like, yeah, this is the Xbox One, but now it's a little bit better. I feel like that controller would have made it, feel more like a next gen experience at launch. If you get what I mean by that.
No, that's 100% true because I mean, when I first got my Series X and PS5, I got them simultaneously at the same time.
Mhm.
Sure, the Xbox launched a few days before the PS5
Yeah.
did, but I bought them both from two separate Targets, and they were both in Omaha, which was 2 hours away from where I lived at the
Damn.
time. So I drove down to Omaha while visiting some family, seen the family for the day, and then went to Omaha and picked up those at each of those Targets. And when I got home, I was so stoked to get them both unwrapped and on and out there. I got them both unwrapped, put them both got them both hooked up to the TV, and it was on and cracking. I turned on the Xbox, and I was just like, oh.
Well, it's an Xbox.
I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. Like, I like how it remembered everything, and like it
Yeah.
was extremely familiar.
Yeah.
Some would say too familiar. And but like when I went and turned on my PS5,
Yeah, it's
there
all
was
like,
already
whoa, yeah.
there was already a game installed. I had
Yeah.
a new type of controller, had
Yeah.
a different type of dashboard that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And then when I turned on Astros, I was like, yo, like this is a showcase of
Yeah.
what this system can do. It just kind of felt like it was like I felt like the
Entering the
Xbox.
next gen.
I felt like for the Xbox, it's like when you're walking to your friend's car and he leans across to the passenger seat and he opens the door and just shoves it out and says, "Get in, bro." That's what the
funny.
Xbox felt like when I turned it on, and when I turned it on and everything for the first time. It was just very familiar, and it was just like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I know
But
where
for
I'm at.
for the PlayStation, I felt like I walked out of a limousine and they
Yeah.
rolled out the red carpet and said, "Make sure you put your feet right here and walk over here, do this, take these pictures, do that." It really felt like that because it it ushered you in as to where Xbox said, "Welcome back to your couch."
Yeah, I hear you.
Makes sense.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Xbox having that control at launch would have definitely elevated that feeling a lot more. It would have made it feel like, okay, this is kind of next gen, having a nice little haptics controller. Just it would have just added something.
Imagine if they and I understand the Bethesda deal came afterwards and everything, but I'm I'm kind of digging deep in the imagines, but like imagine if they came out, if Xbox came out with that Series X console with that controller and then had pre-installed Hi-Fi Rush. And you could feel
The beat. You could feel the beat on your
in the controller.
Oh man, that would be. I hope they patch that in
sick.
now. I hope they patch that in.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure most first party will support. I mean, they kind of have to. The
You have
controller.
you have the beat. Oh man, that'd be so cool.
You got
Having
Twan
the
so
beat on
excited.
That's so cool.
I'm
having
sorry
the
I
beat
did
on
that to you,
your-
Twan.
Oh man, now I'm gonna bother their Twitter account
This
now.
man's gonna have a wet dream.
Oh man.
Yo, that's sick.
About to
But
cry
yeah.
again.
Right? It's gonna change his life. But yeah, dude, like that would have been awesome to have that feeling with Hi-Fi Rush, especially at launch. To have that be the game would have been perfect, absolutely perfect. But as for myself and this controller, I'm definitely interested. I'm more interested in the Elite Series 3 whenever that gets announced. But we're gonna see more about that hopefully soon, apparently. But I'm looking forward to both of them. I'll probably end up getting both of them, but I am interested to see what Xbox first party does with haptic feedback. I think there's some cases where it can be overdone and it's not really that cool, but I think of a game like Forza. I think of a game you guys mentioned Hi-Fi Rush with the beat and everything would be perfect for that controller. Would be so perfect for that controller. Even stuff like in Hellblade, like an intense moment in Hellblade, have like the heart. Yeah, all right. Have like the heartbeat going on in the controller would be pretty awesome. But I'm looking forward to it. But there's a lot more news here that we kind of need to get to, and the next part of this leak is actually the games, which there was a ton of Bethesda games leaked, specifically Bethesda games, because Xbox Game Studios did not have any sort of leak in
good for
this
them.
at all. Right, good for them. But poor Bethesda here,
They got the
bare
shit
ass
still.
naked.
I mean, it's clearly an old list though. I mean, as you could tell, I think they had Starfield for like 2021 or something like that.
Oh
So
yeah,
clearly a very old list.
exactly. This is 2020. This list is from 2020. But you've got Oblivion and Fallout 3 remasters and remakes. Indiana Jones supposedly coming sooner than expected, and you would still assume that's coming sooner than expected because that was supposed to come out in 2022.
I know Todd Howard even mentioned something about that game. Like it's
relatively
close.
recently. Like they're making very good progress on it. Dishonored 3 as well was in these leaks. Doom Year Zero, Ghostwire Tokyo 2, and this is how you know these leaks were old. Elder
Dishonored
Scrolls
3,
6. Elder Scrolls 6 was originally planned for 2024. That's not happening.
Yeah,
That is
it's a
not
pipe
happening.
train. It's a fucking pipe train.
Yeah, so these are some pretty old documents, but it is stuff to go on. It is games to talk about. So I'm gonna pass it to you guys. What are your thoughts on the games? Does anything from this list? I mean, I already know the answer to this. Does anything from this list have you guys excited?
let's go, new Doom.
Yeah,
Mike?
Doom Year Zero is definitely the most thing.
Like, dude, I already have
definitely
ideas
most
what it's
excited
gonna be
about.
about. I am fucking excited. I'm actually really surprised that it is a new Doom game, like, because I mean, the rumors were having it, and especially by a few that were at least notable that it was going to be something to do actually with Quake.
Yeah.
So, however, what's interesting though is that's like a 2020 document. I'm almost kind of curious if they maybe overhaul it. Is it maybe now a Quake game? But who knows? But if it's Doom Year Zero, then it's gotta be when his time with the Night Sentinels. It has to be, because that would make perfect sense. That's always like we know how he got his powers. It has to be around that time when he was fighting with the Night Sentinels. It has to be. That'd be so cool if it's during that time period. I'd be all the fuck over that. Even if it's a slower game, because Hugo Martin said it might be a more slower game. I'd be all over it. That's all I got to say.
All right.
I got more to say, but I won't.
What about you, Twan?
Well, yeah, like I said, Doom is definitely the most. Is definitely the thing I'm excited for the most. I would be interested to see how Dishonored 3 would turn out because I know you'd be very interested in that game.
Oh,
Matt.
I would definitely be interested in that game.
And then there's also the whole. I really want to see how much you're actually planning on remastering Oblivion and Fallout 3. That's definitely going to be something pretty interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if it's going to be a full blown remake or if it's just going to be a straightforward remastered. Who knows? But I feel like it is going to be more than a remaster, at least from what we've heard of Oblivion. So I think it's safe to say that's going to be a bit more substantial. And what else is there? There's
I hope
that.
so.
Yeah, so Doom Year Zero is definitely by far the thing I'm the most excited about. And what else was there? I don't remember.
For sure for me.
Yeah,
I know we already said it, but
I don't remember seeing Hi-Fi Rush on that list. Was that even on there?
It was. It's a project name though.
I was in a project. I guess that makes sense then. Yeah, because that would have been cool if we saw a DLC or something for that. But
I'd imagine we'll get DLC for that at some point.
But what else? Yeah, so far it does look like a pretty promising list. I feel like I feel like there'd probably be more though. I don't know. I feel like I was expecting a little bit more. But
well, keep in mind it's just Bethesda.
Yeah,
that's
true.
just Bethesda. Like, I mean, that's kind of all reasonable you can get out of like that family of studios.
Yeah,
that's true. I guess that's true.
You whiny fraud.
But I mean, like,
Juan wants his games and he wants them now.
Honestly, like, you just give me Doom and I'd be satisfied. So it's not even that big of a deal.
I'm happy for a new what's it called for Matt though? Dishonored.
Yeah, Dishonored 3 would definitely be good.
Oh man,
I'll get him to shut up about it.
Dude,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
And here's the thing, dude, that leaked. I remember I got off. I was in like Discord with you guys.
Don't tell us that. Just kidding. Come on, how do you not get the joke? All right, go on.
I get the joke,
Mike. Go on.
I was on Discord with you guys. I got off to go to bed, and then I was like in bed, obviously playing Starfield, half asleep, and then I was like, let me check my phone real quick, and I'll just go to bed. And I saw like this huge list of leaks, Dishonored 3 being the first thing I saw. And I'm like, now I gotta go to sleep. Now I gotta go to sleep knowing that exists. Like, oh my god. And Vinny in the chat, I know this doesn't pertain to anything we're talking about now, but Vinny in the chat said they need to make keyboards with gyro, and I thought that was hilarious.
I saw that too.
Keyboards with gyro.
I can just imagine Vinny throwing his keyboard in the game wing keyboard.
But yeah, just Dishonored 3 existing. the possibility that it exists. I mean, we had kind of assumed it did, but it's just nice to see it confirmed in some documents, official documents,
Mhm.
that it
It's
actually
definitely a thing
exists.
that they were thinking about at the very least.
Exactly, that it exists, and it will likely materialize at some point.
Hmm.
That's all I need. That is all I need. But yeah, pass it off to Ham. How do you feel about the game? Is there anything here, Ham, that interests you, just in general?
I'd say probably Oblivion.
Okay.
Oh,
No Doom?
Oblivion probably the most that I can kind of remember of the list.
Let me
I
go.
actually,
You want me to go through it again?
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so Fallout 3 remasters / remakes, Indiana Jones, which we already knew about, Dishonored 3, Doom Year Zero, and
But
then
it's actually interesting that they're making a sequel to Ghostwire Tokyo.
yeah,
Pretty
Ghostwire
interesting.
Tokyo.
So it's pretty interesting that they are doing it.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I got what you're saying. But
yeah.
yeah, those were the games mentioned, and then they mentioned Elder Scrolls 6, which we already knew about that.
Not tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I mean, obviously Elder Scrolls 6, but what I think would be done before that in the list, that'd be nice to see. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Oblivion, but maybe Fallout 3.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, I I don't know, man. Like the world of Fallout isn't that intriguing to me, but I definitely would be willing to give it a shot again.
Mhm.
It just seems like every time I do give it a shot, I'm just not that impressed, and I end up kind of not playing it.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Okay. So you're looking forward to Oblivion, kind of Fallout. I mean, obviously Elder Scrolls. What do you feel about Doom? Do you have any interest in Doom Year Zero?
Nah.
He
No
would have
interest.
mentioned if he
Shame
did,
on you.
Matt. Matt,
Shame
he
Why?
would
on
have
you.
mentioned if he did.
I'm
Like, come on.
Mike. I'm running the fucking show.
Exactly.
Wait, so Ham,
Come on.
have you never played Eternal, Ham?
I have. Like I played a little bit of it. It's just Doom just historically has never been my jam.
That's
It's
a
just
sad
like
life.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
Juan,
think it's
leave
a
him
bad
alone.
game at all. It looks amazing. It's just like
Yeah.
I see Mike play that game and I don't want to play it because I'm just
Uh,
like I can't do that.
That's
I've had
fair.
people
So
tell me that
like
before.
that's just how I kind of feel when I see that game. And I'm not even that interested in trying. I'm actually more entertained watching Mike play that game than me playing it personally. There are certain
Oh,
games that do that to me,
That's
where I'm
fair.
just more interested in watching it than I am playing it. That's one of them. Um, there are a few other games like that. I used to really like, uh,
oh God.
um, like another game that I enjoy watching more than playing it is like Pokemon games as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Stuff like that. Where I'm
same
just
here.
I don't really care to learn how to play it, but like I can see the joy and it looks fun. I just can't muster myself up to get the courage to continuously play something like that because Doom is definitely and not and this is completely different than Pokemon obviously, but like Doom in particular is definitely a game that you like you
Yeah.
practice to get good at it, and that's just not my realm. And more or less it's kind of the same for like multiplayer games. It's starting to like my life has changed a lot. So, like I used to love multiplayer games, but now I'm more or less like into co-op
Yep.
multiplayer games or single player. Like I
Yeah.
kind of don't really feel the new fad of
Gas
some
games.
of these, like the recent games, which I'm gonna say it again, it has nothing to do with Doom. I'm
I got
just
you.
I put Doom in that category for myself though. I'd rather watch somebody play Fortnite. I'd rather watch somebody play Doom. I'd rather watch somebody play Pokemon than play those games. But I'm not watching anybody play Red Dead. I'm not watching anybody play Starfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those games, like
Those games are hard to
I can
watch
get
people
super.
play. I don't know if you're like that as well. It's
Mhm.
weird, like, because I feel like there's so many choices they're making, and it's like, I don't agree with that.
Well,
Don't do it.
I feel
it's
like the joy in playing something like Starfield is just role playing. You know,
yeah.
just being you in the game. That's like a part of the experience, and just watching someone play it. I don't know. I just find it kind of boring, honestly. Just
You're
watching
kind of
someone
boring.
do that.
Just kidding.
like, like someone watching a streamer play Starfield, be like, it looks kind of boring. Like, you're kind of missing out on what actually makes it fun in the first place, in my opinion. But no, that's just me.
Yeah, I struggle to stream Starfield. I just like I know the game's incredible. Like
Yeah.
I could be doing nothing. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm so sorry, Em. I'm derailing you. But I know what makes it incredible. It's hard for me to show off that because I could have fun just walking around in a barren ice planet for like 8 hours.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, Em. Continue. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I kind of let you go on that one. Doesn't matter to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, though. I mean, I'll put it this way: I'm very excited for Mike.
Oh,
I'm very
Hey, man,
excited for Mike because it'll be a new Doom game for me to watch him completely break.
I can't wait.
And that's fun. I mean, that sounds fun to me. But I'm not gonna probably play. Like, I'll probably download it. I'll probably give it a shot. But like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm excited and I'm gonna beat. No,
Hmm.
I'm about as excited for Doom as I am excited for Lies of P.
Okay, I'm assuming you're not
Oh, yeah,
excited for
that
Lies
came
of
out.
P.
I'm willing to play Lies of P, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, man, this game changed my fucking year. Like,
Well,
it did.
I mean, it's on
Star-
Game Pass. Well, I guess I might as well try it out.
I know it'll change Mike's year. Doom will fucking flip it upside on its head for him.
Right. I'm hoping next
I'm
year.
really looking forward to
I'm
it.
hoping next year.
Yeah. Oh, that would definitely add to Xbox's 2024 lineup tenfold if they have Doom next year.
Yeah, their 2024 is already nuts. But if they add
Like-
Doom to that, then that's just
Like just Avowed and Doom, that's already for me. That's already a stacked year in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Like,
those two games, it's already stacked.
Hellblade. You figure maybe we'll hear something about Forza Horizon because their typical thing is every 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's
Depends on how much staff they
We're-
have working on Fable, I guess.
and like this to say real quick, it's so nice that we're at the time where we can just talk about like new Xbox games coming out, and they're not
Yeah.
like this is something rumored. It's coming out in 2028.
Yeah.
It's like
Ghost
actual
of Tsushima
games that
2.
are like a
You know?
year away instead of 4
Yeah.
years away. It's really nice because that was
Yeah. You know
awful. That
you
was
know what's
awful, dude. Sorry.
You know what's insane to me as well is we're talking about a list of games within the next few years and stuff like that, and this is just like section C of Xbox.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
This isn't like the whole,
Picture.
you know, all the meat and potatoes right here. This is just the potatoes or or the meat or whatever, like, or the
This is the
sauteed
cornbread.
fucking onions or whatever. It's the cornbread. I don't know.
And this is even completely before Activision as well. You know.
Yeah.
So-
this is before Activision.
Yeah, so like this didn't say anything about Obsidian. It didn't say anything about Ninja Theory or just literally anything
Any
else.
other studios, yeah.
So it's exciting. It's exciting, and I think it's really interesting to see people get so bent out of shape from these leaks. I've seen one person on Twitter say after the leaks, if you're still an Xbox fan, you're not a real gamer. I was like,
No.
What does that even mean?
I'm not a real gamer.
Yeah.
I'm not a real gamer at all. Let me tell you
Me
that.
neither.
Because I am pumped.
Like Ham said, Xbox could announce like they have the freaking cure for cancer and it's free, and then the world's ending and the gaming's over, man. Like,
Yep.
I don't know.
It's the way it seems.
You revived him so you could kill gaming.
Yeah. Bring a
That's
man back from the dead. You only did it so he can buy Game Pass.
right. Gonna turn this man into a corporate slave.
Man, it's 9:46 and we still talking about the leaks. We haven't even talked
I'm
about.
telling you,
Activision
dude, there was a good amount of news, and I knew the leaks were gonna take up a good amount of time. I just knew that was gonna happen, and I'm not mad at it honestly because
Yeah.
it's big news.
Yeah, I knew there was a lot, definitely a lot to talk about this year. Man,
Exactly.
the other act, we should probably move on to the Activision shit because like we could
Oh
easily
shit,
talk
yeah,
about
we should
that
make
for
that.
like
We should at least talk
Yeah,
about
we
it.
should
we could talk about that for at least easy 30 minutes. Like
we
easy.
should talk about that. So
Yeah.
let's hop into that real quick because the ABK deal uh, has been given preliminary approval by the CMA, which I believe the date they officially have for it. I thought it was the 6th of October. Apparently, it's the 18th of October
Mhm.
is when this thing is expected to be done.
Mhm.
But a preliminary approval has been given to Microsoft for their ABK acquisition. And this is after some adjustments to the deal done by Microsoft, giving their cloud division basically to Ubisoft or letting them handle the ABK part of the cloud for Game Pass and the UK, specifically the UK, I believe, which is where the CMA is based out of. But what are your guys' thoughts on the CMA finally moving things along? Looks like we've got this thing to look forward to be wrapped up next month. So, what are your guys' thoughts?
It's about goddamn fucking time.
Yeah.
Hell
Man.
yeah, brother!
That's it. It's
You
about
tell them.
goddamn time. They have no like. I honestly too. It's like if because like who else was going to back them up at this point? Canada didn't do shit. They wanted to hopefully the make Judge Corley. I believe that was her name. Was that her name? Judge Corley.
Yeah, Corley.
They were hoping they could gang up with the FTC to make her change her mind last. They couldn't do that. The FTC tried appealing to the Ninth Circuit or whatever a month ago. They couldn't do that. They might be trying again soon, but that's it's game over for them. But I'm pretty sure New Zealand gave the clear. China gave the clear. I think every single country at this point has given the clear except the UK. And the only reason they're playing ball with the CMA is because they want to make future acquisitions easy. That's it. It's about goddamn time. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my final word on it.
I like it. What about you, Twan? Or anybody?
So-
Anybody just chime in.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just go then. But yeah, man, it's about when I saw that, I was like, it's about time. Like I was just so relieved. I was like, finally this shit's over. We could finally wrap this up and we could start continuing talking about games. Like I'm so annoyed. Like it's so annoying just seeing people on Twitter thinking that they're lawyers all of a sudden. Like it's just like it's like, okay, can we all, just talk about games again instead of just, and then this whole conspiracy theory about, PlayStation not announcing any games because, they want to look weak or whatever. I don't know. You know how many conspiracy theories has been about this whole thing with, yeah, I'm just glad it's finally over. And I'm just, hopefully now we could finally get that Hexen game we were all hoping for. I know Phil Spencer's been teasing that, get Raven Software working on something. I'm really excited to see their studios at work, and hopefully maybe we could have some IPs crossing over. I've said this a billion times. I want to see Toys for Bob working on a Banjo-Kazooie or something, or who knows, maybe even id Software could work on a Hexen as well. Maybe they could even do that.
Banjo-Kazooie, yeah.
But it'd be really nice because I know even Phil Spencer even threw around the idea of possibly working on a Guitar Hero as well. So that'd be interesting to see if he gets the peripherals made and everything, and who knows how that would work out. I'm not sure if that'd be on Game Pass, or I don't even know how that would work on Game Pass, but it'd still be cool to see a new Guitar Hero regardless.
It would be amazing to see a new Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see.
Be a dream come true.
How do you think they would handle that, having a new Guitar Hero? Do you think they would actually release that in stores, or like, because they have to have the whole set, right?
Well, yeah, they would have to release it in stores for that reason. I would imagine,
Yeah.
just because you need. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to pick up where they left off if they do it, like the drums, the guitar, the vocal, the microphone, everything. Like I would imagine they're going to pick up where they left off. So you need a whole set for that if you're going to do it. And yeah, I'd imagine they'll probably sell that in stores. I forget how much they used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
But it'll be, whatever it
But
needs to
like,
cost.
but you think they would like probably not even be able to put that on Game Pass though, right? Do you think that would be impossible to put on Game Pass?
Well, I mean, they'd be the one. They own ABK, so they'd be responsible for making the deals to get the music in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So just throw some extra. I mean, they're Microsoft. Throw some
I'm
extra
sure they could
money
figure
at
something
the.
out.
Yeah, throw some extra money at the labels, whatever you got to do. But yeah, get it in Game Pass. I don't see why it wouldn't be in Game Pass.
Yeah, and another pipe dream of mine is hopefully we could see another prototype get made. I would like to see that
That'd be
happen.
cool. I need to play Prototype. I boot it up and it's amazing every time, and then I just end up playing something else.
Because I just love those those batshit crazy games where you just have powers and you're just destroying shit. Go around, do whatever you want. And you could just pick up a tank with your own two hands and just flip it over. It's just I don't know, man. It's just peak video games in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we just don't get enough of that. Everything's just too grounded these days, I feel. But well, it is what it is. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, Ham, you're up.
Shoot.
Now I must be back. We are back. Sorry.
So I mean, I personally don't think it's. I'm not gonna call it over until it's over. Until I
That's fair.
literally
Yeah, you don't know.
have-
Who knows? Maybe the
And-
planet might blow up next week, for all I know.
Yeah, or so, I don't know, whatever. Like it's just not over until it's actually over. This is just like a pre-agreement or something like that. But that's exactly what we had last time too. And a lot of people are saying, sure, the CMA doesn't want to, it's a publicity stunt. They don't want to, look bad. And I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. But at the same time, I'm definitely not gonna sit here and think that, crazy things don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, who knows? We saw a lot of crazy things happen with this deal. So honestly, another crazy thing wouldn't even be that weird at this point.
Yeah, it's not even crazy anymore, right? It's just like, wow, you guys really did all that. And you got to remember a lot of these people that were like, going against it didn't really know a whole lot about gaming. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I could see more dumb questions being brought up, like on the edge of like the closing moment
Mm-hmm.
of something. And I mean, I'm definitely hoping that doesn't happen, but I mean, you're not gonna fool me twice. You're not gonna get me all hyped up again, and then it didn't happen again.
Yeah, right. Then another year of oh my god, I'd snap. I think I'd fucking
Like we're
snap.
so fucking close,
I get
Exactly. I mean, I think all in all, it's gonna go through.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, like, how many more layers are on this cake? Like, we've already hit like 20. Like, is there any more? Is there any other goofy ass questions or assumptions that are to be made right before you sign the deal? Because I swear, like, you would think Microsoft put the CMA on the plank or something, that the way that they're defending some of this stuff, like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
But we'll come to see sooner than later. Just a few weeks, I'm presuming. So cool.
So, Ham, what do you think are the odds of this deal going through at this point? Like, what percent?
Like 95%. I'd say 95.
Like I could live with
Yeah, he just
those
doesn't want to
odds.
like do that to himself. Like of just being like, I don't blame him. I don't blame you 101 bit, Ham.
Yeah, I'd say a real cool 95%, but
Mhm.
yeah, I never don't want to, give a few percents to crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
hear ya.
happens.
Yeah,
We've seen it. We've seen it a lot of times throughout this deal. That's for sure.
we have. We've
Yeah.
definitely seen it. I think this is kind of a. I'll say it. I think it's a done deal. I mean,
You think it's over?
I
He'll
think it's
dies
over.
tomorrow.
And if it does, then fuck it. Honestly,
The deal
I don't know
dies,
what to
though.
say at that point if it does. But
Could you imagine?
I think it's done. I think this kind of
You
seals it.
heard it here first, guys. If the deal dies tomorrow, it's Matt's fault.
See,
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people say it's 100% through like Matt, and I don't
You don't
think
agree with
they're
that?
lying. I
Yeah.
don't think they're lying. I just know they wouldn't put their money on.
No, I'm not gonna put my money on it. What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people are the exact same way. Like, is this deal going through? I dare you to go to Vegas with them odds.
I triple dog.
I dare you.
Hey, I don't gamble,
Does
but
everyone know what I'm referencing there? Please tell me.
Well,
Does
I
anyone
don't know
know
what
I
you say.
triple dog dare you.
I triple
Ah,
dog
Christmas
dare
story. Ah, never mind. Keep going.
you.
Old Christmas movie. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kills me.
nobody wants to get burned twice. So,
I hear
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But yeah, that's the ABK stuff. I mean, it's that's the news. It was approved. October 18th is the date that we've got to look forward to for this thing. Hopefully, just being done with, and we can all just stop talking about it, and they can own ABK, and we can all move on.
Anything you looking forward to after this deal, Matt?
I mean, hopefully that not every studio under Activision Blizzard has to work on Call of Duty until the end of
Yeah,
time.
that'd
That'd be really cool.
a huge plus.
Yeah.
That'd be a huge plus for sure.
That would be like the first thing I'd look forward to. Second thing, I mean, I can't lie, I would be very interested to see Hexen.
Yeah.
Like
I
just,
want to see Raven Software work on something else. So I really
just
want
the
to see.
idea of a new a Hexen in 2023 just seems like it would be really awesome. And then let's see, Prototype would be cool, especially on the new consoles with all things you could do. It would be really great to see that. Selfishly, I want Guitar Hero back because I fucking love Guitar Hero. And bring back
Tony Hawk come back, you think?
Dude, if they brought back Tony Hawk,
shit.
if they bring back Tony Hawk, bring back Tony Hawk Underground. I know people love Pro Skater. I get it.
It needs to be underground. I agree.
Underground was the shit. It was the coolest. So bring back Tony Hawk Underground. God, what else? There's so many things that they've worked on over the years, but
I hopefully this could also bring back some of the backwards compatibility stuff as well.
Oh, dude,
you
I can't only imagine the amount of games it'd bring back.
Like imagine even like all their licensed stuff, like the Marvel stuff that they had.
Yep.
Like hopefully Microsoft could work with like at Marvel or something, get those licenses back, or at least renew them or something. We get games like imagine being able to play like Ultimate Spider-Man, Webs of Shadow.
Oh shit, yeah.
Ultimate Alliance. Imagine being able to play all those games on the Series X. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, definitely, it would. But there's a lot. I mean, I believe True Crime was in there too. We talked
Dude,
about that before.
I would lose my fucking mind if they bring back True Crime. I would actually go ballistic if they bring. I would lose it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, that would be something completely unexpected. But if they brought that back, dude, I'd be ecstatic about that as well. There's a lot there that they could do, and they'll be very busy planning through all of that once this goes through. But yeah, that is the ABK news. I feel like everyone's here kind of just excited that we're one step closer to this thing being over, regardless, I guess, of how it goes. But it's one step closer to being over, and that is good news. But
You think they'd bring back Tenchu?
Tenchu.
Ooh, that would be
Well,
pretty cool. That would be
that-
very cool
there
if
you
they
go.
do that. Yeah, having with maybe get some FromSoft to work on it, maybe, possibly. I don't know.
I don't see why not.
Gotta buy
Yeah.
FromSoft now.
God.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, that would make the PlayStation fans so angry if fucking
I mean, dude,
Microsoft
I
did
wouldn't even blame him with that.
that.
I wouldn't even blame
They'd
him
be
with that
so
point.
mad, so mad.
I know, Mike. I heard you say when we just brought it up. You're like Xbox buys Marvel.
Yeah.
Just like
I mean,
that.
that would definitely solve the Activision licensing issue for
That
sure.
would
That's for
be
sure.
like, yeah. That's where we're starting to get into a territory of like this might be a problem now. It's like where it's like they're just buying Marvel just so they can bring back old Xbox games, and then they're just like, you know what, fuck it, you're not getting Spider-Man on PlayStation anymore. Just they just
Force
start doing things.
Insomniac to make the next one, anyways. Contract bullshit.
Force Insomniac to make an Xbox exclusive.
That's awful. That's awful.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
The things you could do with when you have a lot of money.
Right?
The things you could pull
Just
off.
be a terrible company. But we're normally where we would be at the end of the show right now. But there is two other things that I want to bring up pretty quickly before we get out of here. Actually, three other things. First of all, Hellblade 2 might actually be fully playable now. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet.
I think I heard something about that. Yeah.
From Ninja Theory.
Know that they're all playing the game.
It was like censored, right?
Yes, it's not. It says nothing beats getting everyone together to play through the game, and of course that sparks speculation: is the game fully playable front to back now? And if that's the case, then hey, maybe we're getting this earlier in 2024 than we might have expected. And I also wanted to ask you guys. I mean, I think it's safe to assume we're going to see this at the Game Awards, but
what if the game? What if actually on the screen was just another motion capture video?
That was my next question.
Hilarious.
Do you think,
dude? I'm letting you know right now. If it's a motion capture video, I'm never gonna play that game. I'm gonna just out of fucking spite. I'll never touch it.
Well, that was my next question. Is do you think it will be? We're assuming it'll be there, but do you think it will be what we all want to see, which is combat?
It has to be combat. If it's not combat, that's just a big L on their end. I think they have to be aware of it. They have to be like, they probably have to be self-aware at this point, you know? Like
you would hope.
Yeah, like I feel like just doing another.
It can't be this like hee hee ha ha funny haha troll the fan shit. I'm not I'm not about that life. I want to see the combat. I'm not about it. Please.
Like if they release a trailer like that as a joke and release the gameplay trailer after, that'd be fine with that. But like, no, they can't just leave it at that.
Show her walking through like all of like where's the Netherlands? Where the hell are they recording that shit? Where are they?
I honestly don't remember. I think I want to say it's Iceland.
Iceland. Almost said Yugoslavia. That doesn't even exist anymore.
It's in Yugoslavia.
Doesn't even exist anymore.
That game takes place in Transylvania.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like last time they showed off Hellblade 2, we're like so close to it actually being gameplay, but it didn't end up being gameplay at all, pretty much. Like it was like just walking and then cutscenes.
Exactly.
That's
and that's the way they've been doing this, where it's like it's gameplay, but it's not the gameplay that you want to see.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that you want to show us the game looks good, but just please show please the combat. I just want to see what that looks like. But yeah, that was my question to you guys. Do you think we'll actually see combat at the Game Awards?
Well, we have to see, if we don't see combat, the thing's just gonna be a bust. It's gonna be a bust.
God damn. It's a declaration right there. Twan's got his bets in. What about you?
Twan says he's gonna bust. Got it.
I'd be extremely surprised to get 3 show-offs with like pretty much. I mean, you can call it gameplay if you want, but pretty much no gameplay.
Yeah.
I would be blown away, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think now that Starfield's out, it can do that.
It can do what? Explain.
Now that Starfield's out, it's okay to show real gameplay.
Oh,
It's gonna
okay.
get that hype
There's
rolling.
no buzz being taken. There's no tug of war of buzz.
That's
Starfield's
fair.
out.
So.
It's done.
Yeah.
You know, now
Yeah.
that in Ford, same with Forza Motorsports. By the time they show Hellblade again, it's already out.
I agree.
Everybody already knows that. Everybody already knows that, or like, anybody that follows gaming as closely as we do already know that Hellblade's pretty much its own deck.
Mhm.
And it really is. They're not. I don't see this game coming out after Avowed.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely is a before thing.
Or yeah. So exactly. So I think this would be a good thing to drop early sometime next year. And I think right now they pretty much went out and said, "Hey, we're playing this right now. Get you guys ready for it
You think
this
February?
coming year."
February earliest February? You think?
I'm hoping it's like sometime around like February, March, like late winter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hoping. But time will tell.
We'll see.
Yeah. Definitely. I think it'll probably be February. I'm just gonna say February. February seems like it would be a good month for Hellblade because I mean just aesthetically, because February you think of winter. February is like the shittiest month in winter. And it's like
Yeah, it does.
the most
It like really
the most
sucks.
dreary month in winter. And the game seems like it has a pretty dreary tone. So
I mean,
it's
everything
like,
we've seen about her is her having like an episode and people are
Yeah.
whispering in her ear telling she's gonna die. Like, it's
Yeah.
like
so it's like I think
Life
that
Simulator?
fits with February.
yeah, I agree.
Quite,
The lonely
quite well.
time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Even though it has the love day, the love day is even the loneliest like day of the year.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's for goddamn sure. Oh, sorry, I almost died.
Just
I'm
starts
playing
crying.
Doom.
That sounded personal as hell.
I'm playing Doom, and a Marauder came around the corner, and it scares me.
Mike's like, you're goddamn right.
Dropping tears.
But I do want to say I just found a new Doom Eternal mod that allows me to individually change the FOV of the weapons, so I get to see more of the weapons now.
Just
Noise.
like stop playing. Just
Yeah, he's
mid,
capping
Matt.
right now.
Matt,
mid.
Matt,
All right,
no,
all right. So
that's all I have.
Like it's just
Man, still
very
thinking
bad.
about Valentine's Day. He's capping. He's sad.
I'm always sad, Ham. I'm always sad.
But the
Yeah,
last
worry
two
about that.
things before we get out of here, this was early in the week. Starfield did hit 10 million players.
Let's
So,
go.
I mean, congratulations to Bethesda because they deserve it. The biggest launch in Bethesda's history, I believe, at that point. So very
You
much.
think it's the
deserved.
biggest launch this entire year? Do you think?
No, because Zelda.
How much is Zelda launching in? It was like
Zelda
16
was
million?
like the first month. It was like 18 million or some shit. It was something dumb.
I guess that's true.
And that's sales. That's not players. So it's like, yeah, I think if it weren't for Zelda and probably even Harry Potter, Hogwarts.
Yeah, I guess I forgot about Hogwarts.
Yeah.
I want to play actually another playthrough of Hogwarts. I love that game.
I still need to finish my first playthrough of that. God knows when that's going to happen. But yeah, hats off to Bethesda for that. Anything anyone want to say about Bethesda and Starfield hitting 10 million players?
I mean, definitely well deserved for sure. I mean, it shows you how crazy Game Pass is when it comes to like just getting everyone access to this game. Because like a lot of people thought like with the lack of PlayStation, it's like this game isn't going to reach that much people, but clearly it did. Clearly reached a lot of people. So clearly what they're doing is working. So it's good to see.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add anything?
I just saw Tom's comment saying, "My mom just heard Mike say it's about goddamn time and cracked up." I'm sad I just saw that right now. Damn. That's awesome. Tom's mom's great. She's awesome.
That sounded like a robot. Tom doesn't even know where he's at right now. It's not making any sense, bud.
Damn, I wish I saw that.
Oh, his mom loves me. That's very much appreciated. I appreciate
She
that.
loves me. What are you
No.
talking about? I
His
talked to her.
His
Matt.
mom loves me. His mom
Oh
loves
my
me. I'm a
god.
great guy, Mike. I'm a
You
great
smell
guy.
bad is what you smell.
No.
As I smell bad is what I smell. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, Mike.
it is.
Not even making
End
any
the show
sense.
before I embarrass you anymore.
I mean, you're embarrassing yourself at this point, Mike.
I hate you.
But the final thing is the Cyberpunk 2.0 update to wrap up the show. Has anybody played the 2.0 update for Cyberpunk?
I have not played
It's
it.
fantastic.
Juan hasn't played it. Mike, you've played it. You say it's fantastic. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts?
It just
Quickly.
feels. Oh my god! It
A lot of
feels this
pressure.
much. It just feels more put together and more coherent. Like I felt that way ever since the whatever that last update was that quote unquote officially fixed the game. But even before that, I thought it was a good game, just kind of very disjointed. But yeah, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I'm playing my way through it again. I love doing the gigs. I'm even doing some gigs before you get Johnny to see how they play out differently because I'm so used to him never shutting the fuck up in my ear. I love Johnny, but we all know he lets talk. But yeah, I'm having a great time.
Mike
Great
hates
time.
Keanu Reeves.
Back up against the wall is the saddest gig or like side mission in any video game, and it like made me like turn off the game earlier because every time I beat it, I just like get close to crying. So it's like that one like, and it's like only like a 5 minute mission. It's so fucking sad. It is so sad. All right, okay, go.
Let's
Continue.
go. Let's go. Well, Ham, have you tried the Cyberpunk 2.0 update at all?
I'm trying to land in the crack of this plum right now.
That's cool.
What the hell did you just say to me? What?
I'm gonna just say that's a no. He hasn't. Which, that's fine. As for myself, I have. In fact, I'm currently just kind of screwing around on it right now. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I will say there's a bunch of obvious things that they've changed in the game that everyone's kind of talked about, but one thing I haven't seen many people talk about that I really appreciate that they changed is the cyber running or whatever. I think that's what it's called, cyber runners. Like the hacking and stuff.
Yeah.
Where like it's much more responsive in combat. Like when I'm getting hacked by a cyber runner during combat now, it shows me where that cyber runner is,
Thank
like what
Christ. Yeah.
it shows me what he's linked to and how I can break that link before he attacks me. And now I'm actually using my like that part of the game. Whereas like the first 3 times I beat this game, I never used that. I just
Now it's an integral part of the combat system, and it's great. I mean, I used it, but now it's actually like you're incentivized. Is that the word?
Yes.
Incentivized to use it, and
Incensed.
it's goaded.
Yes.
Yep, incensed. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Like a
Yep.
smell.
You
Like
smell.
Mike, because he smells.
You smell. I already. Oh my god.
But we're gonna end the show. Mike stinks. Let's get into the outros. Mike, start us off, bud. Where can they? In fact, let me do it for you, Mike. Because I know. You want me to do that for you. You can find Mike on YouTube at Hard Days Mike, doing videos every single day.
Yeah. No, I'm right now. I'm not on social media. So I mean, when I'm there, you can find me at Twitter at Hard Days Mike. I'll be back eventually at some point. I'm kind of actually considering streaming some more. I don't know whether on my Twitch or not, or on my YouTube. I kind of don't really know what I want to do right now because I want to grow Game Drain, but there's some people I've met like on Twitch that I miss seeing, so I don't know what I want to do.
You should do it on Kick.
There
you know
go.
what? You're right. I'm gonna get
Game
paid.
Drain Kick channel.
I could probably change my name to Game Drain there. I actually probably could.
My God.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, that's really it. I don't know what else I was gonna say. Probably wasn't important.
Bring shame to the Game Drain name.
Ain't that the truth?
Matt, nothing you say is worth about.
Let's move on to Twan. Twan, where can they find you, bud?
You can find me here on the show every Sunday.
Every
or
day.
The Sundays. Yeah, or the Sundays we do it.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at It's Me Twan, and I have a YouTube channel. Whenever I upload something
this week.
I'll watch. Yep, this week
Yep.
confirmed. So yeah, man, look forward to that. So
Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Look forward to Twan's new video on his channel.
Wait, did he just actually say that, or did you just say that for him?
It's about
happening.
the
It's
decline
happening.
in gaming and why it's Microsoft's fault.
Wait, are you actually finally putting up a video?
Yeah,
Fuck
he
no.
is. Yeah, he is.
Wait, you're not? Twan, get the fuck on that. I'm gonna kick your ass. You bought a green screen.
I think
I'm
is
gonna-
I was like I really kind of wanted to do it. I think I'm gonna do it this week, and then I got COVID. So
That's another reason you need a new PC, Twan.
Why?
Because
Your
got
computer gave
COVID?
you COVID.
because
Doesn't have the vax.
oh my god.
Go get
Because
the
you're
jab.
gonna
The
try to
jab.
process that video, whatever video you make, and
The
it's
jab.
gonna be a bummer on your computer. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
seriously.
yeah,
It's gonna fry itself.
it might just be the end of your computer if you try to, especially at anything above 1080p.
Yeah.
But hey,
That'll be fine.
I gave you the list. You could check it out if you so please.
yeah.
But
If I hit a brick wall, I'll be sure to do that. So
you've hit the brick wall, Twan. You
Twan,
can't
we've been over this.
you
We've
can't
been through
you
the
can't
brick wall.
you can't open Epic Games while you're using Discord. You've hit the brick wall. It's smashed. It's obliterated. But yeah, get a new PC, Twan, please. Do everyone a favor, yourself included, and get yourself a new PC.
Take a shower while you're at it.
But Ham, let people know where they can find you.
You can find me here on Sundays. TSWS Gaming is my YouTube channel. You can find me on K Mega's channel, K Mega 405, every other Monday and every Friday.
Sounds
That's
good.
it.
Sounds good. As for myself, you can find me here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern with these guys. You can find me on my channel, Matt Likes Games, videos Monday and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Then on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I do a show with my buddy Ham Solo here called the Two Player Podcast over on my channel. So check that out. And then as far as socials and all that stuff, you can check me out on Twitter at Matt Likes Games. That is where you can find me. That is where you can find all of us.
For sports, you can check him out at the Lakers game.
Check out my sports account at LA Lakers.
Yeah.
You can check. That's my personal sports account. You can check that out. I run that account with just myself. Just
That's
myself.
Lizzie Overdrive.
He is the entire Lakers.
Yes.
He's every single player.
LeBron James is my dad. Believe
you
it
just
or
have a
not.
bunch of outfits. You just change them every time you play.
Exactly. LeBron James is my
He's
dad.
in charge of changing LeBron James' diaper.
Jesus. All right. Okay. That is the end of the show. That's the last thing. That's the last thing Ham says the show. But we're gonna get up out of here. It's been fun talking. We will see you guys next week. Thank you
I'm
for
not going
tuning
anywhere.
in. Oh, you're going somewhere, bud.
He's going to hell.
Jesus. You heard it here, folks. God damn, we need to get out of here.
Yeah, sign us off. Get us out of here.
God
Our
damn.
brains are running out of juice.
You heard it here first.
Exactly.
Here, folks.
We will see you guys next week. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace.
Salty
Matt
balls.
smells
Mike
bad.
stinks like a fucking
You
garbage
smell
can.
awful
Like
piece
a
of crap.
goddamn garbage
I
can.
hate you.
And this